Good evening. My name is Chris Martin. I am from the Illinois Podiatric Medical Association. Tonight we're going to be talking on Feet Forward about women's footwear, summer foot injuries, and other activities that can get young people and women into trouble. Tonight we have podiatrist Bella Pandit, who has a practice in Evergreen Park. Welcome.
Thank
Your
you.
second time on the show.
Yes, it is.
You made the cut. We're glad to have you back. Before we get into that, we want to do a little housekeeping. We've got a couple announcements that we want to make. We have a very exciting announcement to make. The Illinois Podiatric Medical Association is on Facebook. And let me just put that up there for everyone to take that down. You can see the link down there. We have our own link to our Facebook fan page. We welcome you to join. It's not just for podiatrists or members. It's for the public to come and get information. We have past Feet Forward episodes on our Facebook fan page, so you can see a couple of the recent shows there. And there's other information. We have facts about podiatry. We'll be doing some Q&As, some polls. We'll be inviting people from the public to post questions and information for our podiatrist to answer. So it's a brand new thing. We don't have a lot of fans yet, but we're hoping through the power of CAN TV to generate enough popular movement to join and create thousands of fans in Illinois. So please do join our Facebook fan page. Also, hold on, where's the, if you have any questions about that, we can answer that if you just call our 800 number. Let's say you forget the Facebook fan page link, or you're not on Facebook and you want to call tomorrow. There's the 800 number there, 888-869-FEET. That's very clever. And of course, the website is IPMA.net. So we wanted to get that housekeeping info out of the way, and now we can turn our attention to more important things. There were a couple interesting announcements in the media today. There's a little bit of an item on CNN.com about aging feet, which we talk about a lot about on this show. We don't spend as much time talking about young people's feet because we know that most of the viewers of the show are, in the 40 plus, my age, my generation, not you youngsters. But there's a nice little, a nice comprehensive health piece on CNN.com. We encourage you to go to the website and see that, because there's a nice piece by an American Podiatric Medical Association spokesperson who talks about some foot things. And this has got to be a world record. We have our first caller of the day. Go ahead, caller. Welcome to Feet Forward. What's your question?
Yes, finally, and how are you? I've been trying to call for some months before, and wasn't been able to get put through. So thank you very much for taking my call, sir.
Appreciate your patience.
Yes, sir. Purpose of my call is this. First of all, an issue with flat feet, or I believe it's called severe bilateral pes planus deformity.
Yes.
Okay. Number one, through medical advances, is it still required that you have surgery to correct this? And there's a second part of the question. If not, if surgery is not necessarily recommended, are there medical stores here in the city of Chicago on the north side where I would be able to get some supports which would alleviate that problem, or is it flat out that I would need surgery?
Well, flat feet are really common. A lot of people have flat feet, so you're not the only one. Surgery is not required. It depends on, the severity of your flat foot.
Yes.
Some people are a little bit more than others. I mean, I definitely would get an evaluation from your podiatrist just to make sure where you fall in. But some options that aren't surgical are definitely, like you were saying, some custom-made orthotics, some inserts, and there's plenty of podiatrists on the north side. Just if you go to this number that we have flashing right now, you can easily get a great referral for someone in your area that's part of the IPMA. But a lot of times just having the good orthotic support and arch support will alleviate your flat feet. You'll feel more comfortable.
Okay, then. And, okay, right. Because lately also I've started having pain in my left foot in the upper part of the foot, and it feels like, the arch there or, whatever structure there is starting to weaken.
Okay.
And I'll take the rest of the answer off the air then. And thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks for your call and your patience.
Thanks.
Do we have another caller? Okay. Let's dive right back in. It's always good to get that first call out of the way, right?
Definitely.
So, Dr. Pena, you've been very generous enough, and the viewers can't see, so I'm going to ask you to hold these up. Dr. Pena has dipped into her own personal shoe wear collection, which I understand from your husband is vast.
It is.
So we have a nice representation of a variety of shoes that you're going to go through sort of slowly so the viewers can really understand the differences of the biomechanics and the pros and cons of each one. So why don't you go through these, hold them up so the viewers can see, and talk about the pros and cons of each foot, each kind of shoe, when's a good time to wear them versus not, and then we'll talk about some other do's and don'ts for the viewers to take home.
Right. Well, let's talk about one of the most common shoes that we see all summer long, which is your flip-flop. Very popular. You see people wearing it all over the place. Probably half the time it's not in the right places. So speaking of some pros and cons with this, I mean, this type of shoe in terms of stability and support, there's more cons than pros. One of the pros for a shoe like this is it's quick to put on. It's good for a quick chore maybe, or just at the beach, or wearing in like a gym shower just to keep protected from any infection or fungus. That would probably be the only pro with this. As you can tell, they're pretty bendable. You shouldn't be able to bend a shoe in half. So obviously it's not doing much for your feet in terms of support. So the cons with this is you have a lot of slide from the side. You can get blisters in between the toes, no arch support, so any flat foot issue or even a high arch issue is going to be aggravated by something like this. Really, this is just something to wear for a quick minute, just for protection, not really for any type of serious walking or anything.
And by all means, don't wear these when you're doing gardening.
No.
Mowing the lawn.
Right.
Trimming the hedges, anything that could be dangerous or put you at risk for some sort of traumatic injury. Right?
Exactly. And, especially if you're diabetic, these are probably the last shoe you ever want to be in. So, and there's a lot of diabetics out there. This is the wrong shoe for you.
Why a diabetic? Why are these bad for diabetics?
Well, diabetics need a little bit more protection, like you were saying, in terms of outside elements. You never want to get a cut on your foot, or these things can cut into the foot pretty easily, and there's no protection on top, so you can easily scrape yourself and have outside elements cause injury to this. So you really want to protect your feet, and this is not the shoe for you at this point. But popular shoe, but it's not a good shoe.
Now you have an example of a flip-flop like sandal that looks just as comfortable and is sort of aerated like people like in the flip-flop, but it has a little bit more structure, right? When you show up the hold up the other shoe. This
is a definite better version of the flip-flop. What makes this shoe a little bit better than what the flip-flop is basically there's no strap in between the toes, so you can't get a blister in between the toe, which is really a big problem with the flip-flops. This shoe has a nice built-in arch support, a little bit of a heel cushion in here, some straps across the top so your foot doesn't slide back and forth, which is really important. You don't want to sprain your foot or twist your foot without the support. And a back lock, so your heel doesn't slide out from the back. Nice rubber sole on the back, so basically there's some traction on the back, so a little bit easier. So if you're looking more and you're not diabetic and you're not looking for any kind of protection, this is a much better shoe for you. So
okay, we're gonna interrupt you there, and we're gonna get another caller. Go ahead, you're on Feet Forward.
Thanks to both of you. You're very eloquently handling your show and trying to help people. Now, I'm listening to your program. I have periodic problems in selecting the right kind of shoe to work with or so. But there's infomercials on late at early wee hours of the morning telling you if you buy this, if you buy that, gosh, your foot problems will be over, and they cost about $95,000. These little gizmos. Now, tell me, buy